Hi, I am Achintya Bhaduri, and I'm currently a third year chemistry major at IISER Bhopal. In this video, I want to share my experience, not just how I got here, but how I learned to think about science, the role my teacher played from a very early stage, and what IISER Bhopal actually offers to someone who wants to pursue science seriously. This is not meant to be a promotional video, it's simply my perspective based on my experience. I actually joined Tiwari's tuition very early, back in class 7. From the beginning, the approach was very different from most coaching institutes. Instead of rushing through chapters or solving a large number of questions, the emphasis was always on understanding concepts properly. The goal was to know why something works before worrying about speed or marks. Exams were designed to reinforce this way of learning. Each test had two parts. The subjective section tested whether you truly understood the physics. Every step mattered, not just the final answer. The objective section tested how efficiently you could connect ideas, often using questions closer in spirit to physics Olympiads. We regularly discussed problems from NIUS material, physics Olympiads, and JEE advanced papers, not to memorize patterns, but to force deep engagement with the subject. Over time, this built a habit of thinking, visualizing situations, questioning assumptions, and explaining reasoning clearly. At the time, I didn't realize how important this would become later. Before talking about IISER Bhopal, it's important to understand why IISERs exist. The Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research were created with a clear objective to integrate high quality science education with active research starting from the undergraduate level. Unlike many traditional pathways, where research comes much later, IISERs are designed to train students early to think like scientists, to ask questions, to build models, to test ideas, to analyze data, and to communicate results. IISER Bhopal is one of the seven IISERs across India and follows the same academic philosophy like institutes as IISER Pune or IISER Kolkata. That means a strong common curriculum, rigorous academic expectations, and faculty who are active researchers, not just classroom instructors. At the same time, IISER Bhopal has developed its own strengths, particularly in interdisciplinary science, data-driven research, earth and environmental sciences, and chemical and biological research. The flagship program at IISER Bhopal is the 5-year BSMS dual degree. In the first 2 years, students study a broad scientific curriculum: physics, chemistry, maths, biology, computer science, and associated laboratory courses. Regardless of their eventual specialization, from the third year onward, students gradually specialize in a major discipline, and the final year is dedicated almost entirely to a research thesis carried out under a faculty mentor. This structure prevents premature specialization. It ensures that students develop a deep scientific perspective before focusing deeply on one field. In addition to the BSMS program, IISER Bhopal also offers a BS program in economic sciences, BTech program in areas such as chemical engineering, data science and engineering, and electrical engineering and computer science, integrated PhD programs, and regular PhD programs across departments. This mix encourages strong interaction between pure science, applied science, and engineering. IISER Bhopal has departments covering all major areas of modern science: biological sciences, chemistry, physics, mathematics, earth and environmental sciences, engineering sciences, data science, economic sciences, and humanities. What's important is that these departments do not function in isolation. Many research projects sit at the intersection of disciplines: chemistry with biology, chemistry with physics, physics with material science, data science with life sciences, mathematics with theoretical physics, and many more. This interdisciplinary environment is a defining feature of IISER Bhopal. Research is not an optional add-on at IISER Bhopal. It is central to the academic experience. Students are encouraged to engage in departmental research projects, summer internships both within the institute and outside, external research programs in India and abroad, and long-term collaborations with faculties. By the time students reach their final year, they're expected to independently design experiments, analyze data, and present their work formally. This research-oriented training is what allows many ISEC graduates to transition smoothly into PhD programs and research careers worldwide. The teaching style at IISER Bhopal closely mirrors the way science is practiced in research. Classes emphasize conceptual clarity, derivations and reasoning, applications to unfamiliar situations, and critical evaluation of assumptions. This is where my early training became extremely valuable because I was already used to explaining reasoning, visualizing problems, and reflecting on mistakes. The transition to IISER Bhopal felt natural rather than overwhelming. The same habits that helped in advanced problem solving helped again in tutorials, courseworks, and laboratory work. IISER Bhopal is a fully residential campus, which creates a strong academic and social ecosystem. Living on campus means that learning continues beyond the classroom, in hostels, in labs, in libraries, and in informal discussions. Students are actively involved in scientific and technical clubs, cultural and literary societies, sports, and outreach and science communication initiatives. Annual science and cultural festivals, inter-ISER events, and student-led activities help students develop communication, leadership, and collaboration skills alongside academics. Most IISER Bhopal students go on to pursue higher studies abroad and research-oriented careers. Many alumni join PhD programs in abroad and India, international and national research institutes, interdisciplinary research centers, and increasingly roles in data science, analytics, and technology-driven industries. The training at IISER is not aimed at producing narrow specialists, but individuals with strong analytical ability, adaptability, and research thinking skills that remain valuable across many career paths. When I look back, the way Isaac Bhopal teaches science aligns closely with how I was trained from an early stage to understand deeply, to question assumptions, and to apply ideas flexibly. That continuity from early conceptual learning to research oriented education made my transition smoother and allowed me not just to cope, but to genuinely enjoy studying science. I hope this gives you a clearer picture of what IISER Bhopal offers and the kind of mindset it values. Bye.